Beautiful people, what's happening? Welcome to the EM3 Experience Rewired Mindset. I'm your boy EM3. This is your Rewired Mindset weekend wind down. Try saying that fast like 3 to 5 times, right? Hey, listen, I am excited to be with y'all here this weekend. I'm a little bit delayed in probably getting this posted. I've had two birthdays this weekend. I've had to celebrate with two of my daughters having birthdays kind of like over the weekend. One Friday, one today here on Sunday. Hey, listen, I'm about to have like a massive victory weekend as well. Not only did I have the two birthdays, but my Buckeyes got it done over the weekend. Script, Ohio. If those of y'all that do know me out there, I'm a Buckeye, die hard, Buckeye born and bred, Buckeye till I'm cold and dead. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. So my Browns got it done on Sunday afternoon here, and so I'm excited. I waited until this evening to record because I was just caught up in the thick of things of what was going on all weekend long with the birthday parties, the Buckeyes yesterday, the Browns earlier here this evening. So, hey, I'm coming to you guys this weekend. I just want to celebrate number one, my daughters, and celebrate my sports teams. But we got to summarize this weekend. I'm excited about summarizing this weekend. First and foremost, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank all of my subscribers to the YouTube channel. I see some new subscribers that have come through this week. Thank you so much. Listen, I'm new in this space of doing like these videos and stuff. I've been in the game for about over 3 decades now. So I've been out here in my part of the world, for over 30 years, pouring into other people, small groups standing on international and national and regional and local platforms and been delivering for a very long time. But trying to do this now on the social media platform, I've been out there on Facebook, Instagram for, I don't know, about 15, 16 years or something like that. About 12 years ago, I decided to kind of make a shift in how I was doing my platforms and really started focusing on pouring out new content. Before content creator was actually a thing, I was already putting content out there. My goal, I am and I'm trying to introduce myself to some of you that are new to the platform and stuff like that. For me, I really just want to make a difference in the world. That's my calling. That's my gift. That's what I do well. So I try to take my own life experiences, I try to take my lessons learned and put them into some kind of logical framework and then deliver it. And that's what I've been doing. I've taken my traumas that I've experienced over my life and said, man, I know I'm not the only one. I know somebody else is out here dealing with something similar. I'm just a kid from Cleveland, you know what I mean? And so for me, I really just want to try to apply myself and give back to the world around me, to try to make a difference, try to be a positive light. We got enough negativity out there. One of the things you will never see on any of my platforms, you won't ever see me doing, the back and forth, this versus that, gender versus gender, politics versus politics, all those kind of things. I'm just not into that space, right? I'm into a space where I'm talking about real life situations, real life things that people are going through. I'm talking about the one thing that we all have in common, and that is our humanity. Okay. We all got a brain. We all got a life we're trying to live. We're all trying to do better. I do firmly believe in iron sharpens iron. Yeah, I come from, a Christian-based background, but I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual person. I believe in a higher power. So a lot of times you'll hear me reference some of those things. I don't really care what your belief system is. I know my Christian friends are probably head gonna explode when I say that, but I'm being real. I don't care what your religious background is. I don't care what your gender background and beliefs are. I don't care anything about what your political beliefs are, right? I don't care anything about what denomination you've gone to. I don't care anything about your ethnicity or any of that type of background. At the end of the day, we're all human. We're trying to make it. So if this needs to get translated into different languages, our cultures are different. All of these things about us are different. We come from different parts of the world. We come from different upbringings. We got different values and belief systems. But the thing is, we have one. Ah, we have one. The thing is, we have our differences too. And I want to, but I want to find the commonalities. We all have a mind. We all have emotions. We all have values and beliefs. We all have our words. Thoughts are things. Our words are powerful. And I believe that we're all trying to strive to just do our life better, right? I'm not trying to be better than anybody else. I don't have all the answers, right? I just don't. But what I do have is some lived experiences. And that's what part I want to share with you. How am I taking the things that I'm experiencing in my life, trying to put them into some kind of logical framework, and then share that with you that you can try to apply it for your life with the hope that it'll help you get through things. And guess what? One of the things I noticed in on the YouTube side, for those of you that are watching this through YouTube, I've noticed some new followers have put some incredible comments in, and I appreciate that so much. You know why? Because for those of you that's new to me, on my Facebook profile, I've called my followership my tribe and my village, because in my community it takes a village of us to raise a child. It takes a village of us so we can make it together. So my tribe and my village on the Facebook side, on the Instagram side, they've been following me for, I don't know, 10, 15 years or so. Um, they've been following me for multiple years. I'm new in this YouTube world, right? So I'm trying to bring some of that content and bringing it here on video. I hate doing videos, but I'm trying to bring some of this content here now and bring it onto the video so you can interact with me directly in the comment section. So I appreciate your comments. Please like and subscribe. If there's some tools and resources and stories that resonate with you that I'm sharing, and you've got something similar, it takes a village, my tribe. It takes a village. So please put it in the comments, because I'm going to read them, and I may or may not respond. I'll try to engage it in some capacity the way I engage it, but I'm definitely going to read them. I want to hear from you because I want to be better. And you may have some tools and resources that are going to help me. You may have some tools and resources, or some things that you've used, or a book that you've read, or another video that you've seen that's out here that can really help us be better people, right? And if you know that, if you know if somebody else is out there doing it, the Tony Robbins, the Eric Thomases, the Les Browns, the Dr. Dispenzas, if you know of these folks that's out here that's doing the work, the Mel Robbins of the world, absolutely put down if they've got like a common video, share it in the link so we can all, kind of come together and each one reach one, and the tide raises all boats. You feel me? So if we can do that, and now somebody else comes and watches one of these videos, might be this year, next year, what, you know how we are on YouTube. If somebody comes and watches the video and they see that you've put a comment in here as well, not only is my content going to support them, but you're going to be reinforcing it right there in the comment section. So absolutely engage. I appreciate that. I know it's a whole different audience out here on the YouTube world. That's why, I'm taking the advice of my colleagues that said, hey man, put your stuff out there. You probably need to write some books and stuff like that too. So I got that in queue as well, just so I can kind of get my content out there some more, reach more people. And my hope is, how many lives can I change one at a time? Okay. So let's jump into it. What we're going to do today, what I do on the weekends, I do this weekend wind down. I kind of summarize the theme of that week, right? So I create a theme for the week. I do a Monday live, and then I record it. I do a Wednesday hump day check-in, and then I do a Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, kind of wind down the weekend and say, okay, hey, what just transpired this weekend? Monday through Friday, we had some different topics that were put out there. If you're not following me on Facebook, go on to Facebook, facebook.com/Eddie Mac III for the third. So it's EDDIEMACIII. Okay, facebook.com. You'll find me on Facebook. Follow me there. You'll see the content that I put out Monday through Friday as well. Hit the subscribe button. It's only 99 cents a month there. And that's where I actually document some more content on whatever that week's theme is. I'm only doing the videos 3 times a week, and I'm doing like short blurbs of it, but the full content is going to be on the subscriber page on Facebook. All right. So that's how you can get me. But other than that, please like, follow, and share on the YouTube channel, and let's keep spreading the word and doing some good work. All right. That's enough of that. Let's jump into it. So this week, what I did last weekend was I put together this theme for the week. And I said, you know what, man, this is so good. It was called mental engineering. And I said, man, I don't think I could get this done in just like 5 days. There's so much stuff to unpack talking about mental engineering. And so what I did was I created this like 4-part series. It might extend beyond that. I really just don't know because I'm unraveling this as I go, right? But I just believe that there's something regarding how we have to act as engineers of our own mind. And then that then blossoms into other things, whether it's emotions, our cognitive thought process, our words, our behaviors, our values and belief systems, and then our ultimate outcomes that we want to see, right? So I had to put something together to say, all right, what's this mental engineering thing? And that's where I kind of just grouped it as one thing as mental engineering. Then I said, okay, now let's unpack this each day, each week. We'll really start to unravel this. So as we get into this upcoming week, I'm gonna summarize, this past week. Um, but then tomorrow, as you'll see, as we get into this new week, you'll start to see more mental engineering, but we're going to continue to go deeper and deeper into this content and try to unpack this as best we can. Okay. And I'm saying we because I'm just going to put some seeds out there and I want to hear from y'all in the comment sections of what y'all think, what y'all believe, as well, and what y'all know to be true from your own lived experiences, right? Because we've all had something in there, and we can all learn from one another. So let's try to summarize this week. The what I want to talk to you about today is kind of reinforcing the mind that's being built inside of you. Okay. Because our mind is constantly evolving and our prefrontal cortex, we're constantly taking in new information, right? I'm a neuroscience guy too. So if you guys, a master's degree is in business psychology, cognitive and behavioral neuroscience, and was the focus of that. And so I've got some academic background in neuroscience. I'm not, there's some neuroscientists that study this more inherently, but for me, from a psychological perspective, I study this from a neuroscience, psychology perspective. Okay. Um, Now, the piece I want to get into for you, we're going to do a couple of segments here. Let's kind of look at the week as it unraveled. We talked about thought. We've talked about focus. We've talked about emotions. We've talked about behavior, and then the structure, right? And what I called the structure, it was like a scaffolding around a building, right? And so if we look at this in this expanded version of this workflow of thought, focus, emotion, behavior, structure, which is again the scaffolding, each day started to contribute to building a mind framework. Okay. So if we look at this, if we look at the principles that we have to put together to try to reinforce this, some of the things that we're talking about is when you're trying to build something inside of yourself, one of the key things that you have to do is reflect. Reflection reinforces what you're trying to do. Reflection kind of helps you look at your past quickly, right? Because the rearview mirror is only so big. It's the windshield that's the largest because we need more visual of where we're headed versus where we've already been. That's why mirrors are so tiny because your focus needs to be out the main window. But you still need to kind of do a revisit. You still need to take a peek at the mirrors and look at what's happened behind you. Success leaves clues, and so does failure. So, what are those breadcrumbs that's got you to where you are? And what are the lessons learned from those breadcrumbs, right? How can you reinforce the things that worked well in your life? And how can you learn from the things that didn't give you their desired outcomes? You notice how I put that, right? Not where you messed up, the things that did not give you the desired outcomes, right? You got to learn how to speak that the way you want to. Revisit, reinforce. What you reinforce, you'll retain. Let me say that again. When you revisit, you reinforce. When you reinforce, you retain. Here's the key thing. When you start to retain, you start to develop an identity. Oh, I like that. Let me say that one more time for you. When you revisit, you reinforce. Okay. Your lessons learned, saying, all right, I did good here. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep the momentum going because this is working. Hey, this ain't working. This ain't working over here. We got to stop that. right? So the stuff that we have to stop, let's set that by the wayside. The stuff that we want to carry forward, hey, let's keep reinforcing. The things that we reinforce, now we're going to retain it. You heard that term, muscle memory. When you keep doing something, right? It's just on autopilot now because you got this muscle memory. I remember how to do this. I remember how this feels. I remember how to go through this process, right? Just like riding a bike, same kind of concept. That muscle memory starts to help you. You start to retain that information until it becomes automatic. And your brain just knows how to just, bam, just turn on the light bulb. And this is what we do. This is the process. This is a habit now, right? So once you retain it, now you can establish an identity within yourself, right? And as you establish that identity within yourself, now you kind of get the idea of like, okay, now I know who I am. Not only do I know who I know who I'm becoming. Now, let's look at some guided reflection steps. How do we guide you through those reflections? Here are 3 questions for you to help guide that process for you about how we do the reflection aspect of this. Number 1, what grew in you? I want you to write down this from this week. What are some things? I don't even want to give you a number. I was getting ready to say write down 3 things. I don't want to limit it. I don't want to limit your mind to just 3 things. I'm not going to box you into that. But I really want you to give some intentional thought. Sit down in some quiet, and I want you to really drill down and think about what are some things that helped you grow this week. And here's a trick for you. Don't just think about the things you did well. Mm, what you talking about, man? Why would I identify when I'm talking about my growth? Why would I talk about things that did not serve me? Because you need to learn from those things. If you're not learning from the things and the pitfalls, then you're going to fall back in them again. So failure equals success. You fail your way to success. We talked about this before in a couple of, on my Facebook page and a couple of posts a few weeks ago, right? You fail your way to success. If you're a person who's an athlete, right? You know this. You're pushing weights, pushing weights, pushing weights, pushing weights until you can't push anymore. That is the limit. You have reached a point of failure. You can't go anymore. But guess what you did? You pushed yourself beyond your limit of what you were able to do yesterday. Now, when you come back to that in a few more days, let your muscles rest. You're going to come back. You can add another 5 pounds on there, and now you can push more weight, right? And you're going to push and push and push until you fail. Runners, you're going to run and run and run until you can't run anymore, right? You're pushing your way to failure, and that's what you're doing. When you're studying and you're doing the homework, you're going to maximize your brain. What they call it in academia, especially like when you're working on your doctorate degree or when you're writing a paper or a thesis, you're trying to saturate the content. That means you get to the point of saturation. There is no more information out there that you can get. You've collected all. Now all of a sudden the data is starting to repeat itself. The information and the content that you're finding is starting to repeat itself. You have saturated that topic, right? That is the point of failure. That's the point of the end. And that's what you're trying to do. So when you look at trying to think about the things that helped you grow, you have to look at those things where you push yourself to the point of there's nothing else I can do here. So now that there's nothing else I can do, what did I learn about myself? Where can I grow? Where can I get better at this? You know what? I noticed when I was doing that bench press, I got to breathe better in my rotations. I noticed when I was running, I gotta stretch my stride out when I get into mile number 2, right? There's certain things that you're gonna do. Man, when I'm doing my studying and my research, I really got to find some ambiance and kind of set the tone and the mood. And maybe I won't procrastinate so much. Maybe I'll stay focused a little bit better. So, what are the things that helped you grow? Even the things that you feel like you did not get the desired outcome. So, identify. That's your first question. What helped me grow? Number 2, what challenged me? Mm, yeah. What pushed you to your limit? What was it this week that said, good luck trying to get over this hurdle? Good luck trying to break this wall down. Good luck trying to get through this, right? What thing was it that gave you the biggest challenge this week? Write it down. And it's the thing. When I do my video, I'm going to constantly tell you to write things down. I'm old school, right? I'm old school OG when it comes to that kind of stuff. I want you to write things down. And the reason why is because your mind connects with what you put in writing, write it down and make it plain. Okay. I'm going to constantly tell you guys that. Now, so I want you to write down what challenged you. Whew, this is a big one right here. I'm going to make you think. We all got some things where we've kind of dropped the ball. We've got some things where we may have hurt somebody else or somebody may have hurt us. And it's not necessarily hurt. I hate to use that word because it's becoming so common now, right? And at the same time, I know some people may have, I ain't trying to feel weak. Ain't nobody hurt me because I'm a tough guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I hear it. But listen to me. What are some that you feel like the word I put in my notes, where were you healed? Some of y'all might have a tough time with that word. I'm speaking to most of my guys, right? Because we got this tough guy image about ourselves. It's like, nah, if I hear the word healed, then my tough Marine guy in me means I've been broken. Ain't nobody breaking me, right? It's a sign of it could be a term of weakness. So let me try to help you get over that thought process. Where are some areas that broke you? Tough guys. What are some areas that just made you just yell out? What are some things this week, or maybe the past couple of weeks, that got you upset? What are some things that got you frustrated this week? Have you had to raise your voice? Have you walked into an environment and somebody kind of pushed you a little bit? A teacher, a parent, a child, a boss, a staff member on your team. What was it? Maybe you're a mechanic and you're working on a vehicle and that dog it can't get this wrench to fit up in here to get this bolt off. What was it? What was it that challenged you? That it gave you this I hate to use the word trigger, but I'm gonna say trigger. What was it for you? Write it down, make it plain. Because that's an area. If it got to your emotions, remember I told you earlier this week, your emotions are like an antenna. Your emotions are not your enemy. But if something got control of you and caused you to feel an emotion and then react to it in some kind of way that you didn't really like, that's an area where you possibly need to inhale, exhale, and level set. Maybe me just asking you this question is making you really think about that thing that happened earlier this week. Maybe it was a conversation that made you feel uncomfortable. Maybe it was a request or an email or a text message. But what was it? Because it's in that space between how you reacted to how you kind of sat back later and was just like, oh. And if you still thought about it, that's an area where you need healing because it's got control of you now. Oh, I gotta let this go. All right, let me wiggle my fingers because I had a tight grip on this. Let it go. Wiggle your fingers. Let it go. Relax. It's all good. It's all good. Brand new day. Brand new day, brand new mercies. You can let those things go because guess what? You can't, it's not like you're going to go back to tomorrow and do something about it or back to yesterday and do something about it. It's gone. You're in today right now. You got to decide today, are you going to pick that back up? Are you going to pick it back up? Yeah, you may have to go back in that environment. You may have to deal with those same people, but you ain't got to pick that crap up. Think about that because there's something in there where you need some healing. I'm just going to use the word healing. You need whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to use the word healing, use something else. But something's got control of you because it's giving you your spidey senses, your emotions. That antenna is wagging. Why? Because something occurred that did not align with your value and belief system. And now your emotions are sending out a signal saying, hey man, something's going on. Okay. We reacting out here. Deep breath, exhale. Let's let it go. So here's what I want you to do. We've talked about mental engineering. We really beat this thing up. And again, if you're missing some parts and pieces, you can catch my TGIM live video from Monday. You can catch the midweek video as well. You can go to my Facebook page and subscribe, and you can see what also no videos there, but it's just some text about. And you'll see Monday through Friday, but you'll see Tuesday and Thursday to kind of help you capture the entire week. What I want you to do is I want you to take this thought process, this peace that we're establishing right now today, this peace of mind, and how we kind of laid the foundation of mental engineering. And I want you to carry that over into this upcoming week, because this upcoming week, we're going a little bit deeper. All right. So I need you to have your woosah moment. All right. Remember this. Somebody's got to plant the seeds. Somebody's got to come out and water the seeds. But only our creator can give the increase. So the work is always human, but our growth, that's always going to be divine. Listen, this is your Rewired Mindset, your EM3 experience, your weekend wind down. We're inside the Influence Circle, folks. I appreciate you. I hope this video did something for you. If it resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, and let somebody else know. Each one reach one. This is your call to action. I want each of you to reach one other person, share this video with them. Just reach one person. That's all you got to do. Just share one. I know you got somebody in your text message groups and everything like, hey, check this video out. Tell me what you think about it. That's it. That's all I ask of you. Okay. Takes a couple seconds. Share the video with somebody else. Each one reach one. Let's grow this village, and we're gonna make some changes. I can't reach 8 billion people in the world. What, right? It's over 8 billion people in the world. That's what I see on a Google search. So I can only influence the world around me, and I'm doing it right here in what I call the influence circle. So I appreciate you being here with me, but I can only influence the world around me. It's time for you to go and influence everybody else. Take your stories. You have a message. You have a voice. I believe in you. We're going to be continuing this series on mental engineering, and I hope that this blessed you real good. Come over to my Facebook page. Please subscribe, facebook.com/EDDIEMACIII. We'll see you over that side as well. Hit the subscribe button on my Facebook page, and let's do some great work together. All right. You're going to have some other guidance, some devotion, some reflections, some live videos that's sitting on the Facebook page that might not be sitting out here on YouTube. So, hey, I would love to engage with you. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're coming from. All right. And hey, if you got some stories and some things you want to share, some of the books, videos, and all that kind of stuff, drop it down in the chat. Peace, love, and light. Have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. I'm your boy EM3. Love you guys. Appreciate you.